Good morning, Year 3. It's Mrs. Stevenson. It's Tuesday, the 26th of January, 2021. It's grammar lesson, and our learning objective is to identify prepositions. So if you could pause the video while you write the date and the learning objective, and then unpause it when you've written it down. Okay, so you should have the date and the learning objective written down. Now let's have a look at what we're doing today. So we're going to learn about prepositions, and our first question is, what is a preposition? Now don't worry about writing anything down, we're just thinking about it for now. So a preposition is a word that tells you where or when something is in relation to something else. So I've got some example sentences here. I will play out after dinner. The preposition here is after, and it's telling you when something is in relation to something else. So dinner is after playing out. And another example is the cat was under the table, under the bed. So the word under is the preposition, and it's telling you that the cat was under the bed. It's telling you where something is in relation to something else. Okay, so here's some examples of some prepositions. Have a look. We've got in, inside, after, before, because of, near, during, and behind. And that's quite a collection there, but there's even more. But these examples might help you a bit later on. So have a look at this picture here. Can you use some prepositions to describe the position of objects or people below? I don't need you to write down the answers, but have a think to yourself or a chat to somebody else in the room if there's somebody there who's free to chat to you. And just have a think about the people and the objects in the picture. Can you use some prepositions to describe where they are? So pause the video while you have a think. Okay, so I hope you came up with some good answers. Oh, here are some of my answers. So the tools are behind the ropes. The book is near the painting. The mummy is between the jug and the skeleton. So the prepositions I've used are behind, near, and between. And as you can see in all these sentences, the preposition is telling you where something is in relation to something else. So the tools are behind the ropes. Okay? Right, here's a question to think about. Which is the noun in the sentence below? Okay, so they are happily among the flowers. They sat happily among the flowers. So which word here is the noun? So we're thinking about the noun because the preposition tells us where things are in relation to other things. So a thing is a noun. So let's see if we can find the noun in this sentence. Let's have a look what the answer is. Flowers. The noun in this sentence is flowers. Okay, now we're thinking about prepositions. So the sentence is, the water fountain is near the town hall. Which word in this sentence is the preposition? It needs to be a word that's telling us where something is in relation to something else. Let's have a look. Okay, the word's near. Did you get that right? I hope so. Okay, now we're going to have a look at this this chart here, a table, sorry. So you've got nouns here on the left and prepositions on the right, and you've got 6 words here. Where would you put them? Is it a noun? Is a cross? Would you put it here as a noun, or would you put it in here as a preposition? So while you have a think about where they would go, pause the video, and when you're done, unpause it and we'll see what the answers are. Okay, so the answers are bread, snake, and church are the nouns. Across, after, and behind are the prepositions. Did you get it right? Okay. Then we're going to use a preposition from the word bank, from this white box here, to complete the sentence. So which word in this box makes sense in this bit of the sentence? So I have known Andrew beyond last year. I have known Andrew off last year, or I have known Andrew since last year. Which word is the preposition that makes sense in this sentence? Okay, so the word was since. I have known Andrew since last year. Right, so if you can get your orange books ready, we're going to write down our answers now. So this sentence here, does the preposition make sense? The children walked carefully across the busy main road. So have a think, which word is the preposition? Does it make sense? And if it does, can you write down why? So pause the video while you do that. Okay, so the preposition in this sentence was the word across. Did it make sense? Yes, it did. And why is that? Because across shows where the children are in relation to the main road. Number 2 question. So this sentence, Gary the goldfish swam behind his mother in the long fish tank. Can you find the preposition? And then can you change it to a different preposition and write out the sentence? So which word is the preposition? And can you change it to make it to a different preposition and write out the sentence? So pause the video while you do that. Okay. So the preposition in this sentence was the word behind. So some examples of ways you could have changed that preposition is you could have changed it to Gary the goldfish swam near his mother in the long fish tank. Or you could have changed it to Gary the goldfish swam by his mother in the long fish tank. So have a look back at your answer. It doesn't need to be the same as mine, but which preposition did you change it to? Read it back to yourself and check, does it make sense? And then if you're happy with your answer, let's move on to the next question. So here we've got a sentence. We're going to list 3 prepositions which could be used to complete this sentence. The talented athletes ran something, the sports stadium. Okay, so which 3 words could you put here that would make sense? Pause the video while you write down your answers. Okay, let's have a look at some answers together. So various possible answers, for example, are through, around and into. The talented athletes ran through the sports stadium. The talented athletes ran around the sports stadium. And the talented athletes ran into the sports stadium. Okay, so again, read back through your answers, check they make sense, pause the video while you do that, and then if you're happy with your answers, unpause the video and we'll look at what's next. So now it's time to do some independent work. So here are your questions. Number 1, underline the noun in the sentence below. So write this sentence, they are standing quietly behind the door, and then underline the word that you think is the noun in this sentence, okay? Not the preposition, we're looking at the noun in this sentence. And then number 2, circle the preposition in the sentence below. So write, the children are running across the playground, and then can you circle the preposition in this sentence? Pause the video while you write that out. Okay, number 3, can you draw this table in your book? If you could find a ruler to make sure that you draw it neatly, or if you're struggling to find a ruler, maybe you could write 2 different lists, the nouns and the prepositions, and then have a look at these 6 words: against, because of, frog, school, as a result of, and cake, and make sure that you put them in the correct list. Are they a noun or are they a preposition? Okay, so now when you finish that, have a look at question number 4. Does the preposition make sense in the sentence below? Jack and Alice played games among they finished their dinner. Okay, so read that sentence. Does it make sense? If it does, then explain your reasoning, and if it doesn't, explain your reasoning. If it doesn't, maybe you could think of a preposition that would make sense there. Number 5, list 3 prepositions which could be used to complete the sentence below. There is a nice park with a football pitch. The high school, something, the high school. Which words, 3 words, could you put in here that would make sense? Okay, and if you're struggling to think of some prepositions, do you remember back at the beginning of this video I gave you some examples? You could just rewind the video and have a look at those to remind yourself if that helps. Okay, so when you've finished all those questions, check through your answers and then ask an adult to take a nice clear photo and email it to Miss Mawson. And then once we've received it, we'll have a look and mark it and send dojos. Okay, well done everybody.